G'day, I'm Stephen Page from Page, Provan, Family and Fertility Lawyers in Brisbane, and thank you for watching and listening the Australian Family and Fertility Law podcast. Today, I'm talking about surrogacy in Armenia. Surrogacy is available in Armenia. There were amendments in 2024 to the, and I'll make sure I get the name right, Law on Reproductive Health and Reproductive Rights. So what does that do? Well, the first thing to know about Armenia is that every year I make application of the Freedom of Information to the Department of Home Affairs for where children are born through surrogacy overseas. The department keeps statistics, and it's the only place in the world that does this, about how many children are born overseas through surrogacy when they apply for citizenship, Australian citizenship, and where they were born. And in the period between the 1st of July 2008 and the 30th of June 2025, not one child was born to Australians in Armenia. Now, I've had Australian Armenian clients before. They might one day go through Armenia, but there are certainly issues with Armenia. The law that I described before has restrictions as to who can access surrogacy. There must be a genetic link to one intended parent. The people who can access are either legally married heterosexual couples or single men or women under the age of 55, women 52. They can't be same-sex couples, and you've got to go over to Armenia to sign. You've got to notarise the signing of the agreement. So that means 2 trips to Armenia, one to go over to sign and one for the birth of the child. The estimated cost is cheap, 50 to 75,000 US. So about up to 100,000 Australia. That's cheap in the scheme of things. But the real issue for me about Armenia is the Armenian Parliament are hypocrites. They are happy for Armenians to undertake surrogacy with Armenian women. But for foreigners, no Armenian women need apply. So the Armenian Parliament says, we don't want any Armenian women undertaking commercial surrogacy, but we're okay with women from, I don't know, Bulgaria, Georgia, Kazakhstan, you name it, in that vicinity. And that's what I'm saying, they're hypocrites. We've seen this play out before in Nepal, where the Nepali government said, no Nepali women surrogates for foreigners, but we're okay if Indian women do it. And so what did Nepali women do? They went to India to be surrogates, and Indian women went to Nepal. It was just hypocritical. So you're not going to have a local surrogate. You're going to have a surrogate who's travelled from somewhere else, who may be possibly the subject of exploitation, and there is the risk during the course of the pregnancy that she may give birth wherever she is, for example in Kazakhstan, and you've got to make sure that if that happens, there is a means for you to secure parentage. I just think it's far too risky. Thank you for watching and listening to the Australian Family and Fertility Law podcast. I'm Stephen Page from Page, Provan, Family and Fertility Lawyers.